All right. So I hope everyone's having a great day. It is, what day is today? Thursday? I'm here in sunny California. Let's see here. It is approximately 74 degrees. Feeling good. All right, let me look intelligent. Put on some glasses so I can see you guys. Whoa, someone's honking. All right, so welcome to the Private Label Masters YouTube channel, another live stream with Tim, here to answer your private label questions, any and all. So the way these live streams work, if it's your first time, is go ahead and throw whatever questions you have in the chat box. I will, as time allows, answer as many as possible. First come, first serve. If your question's crazy, I might skip it. But if it's amazing, I might spend a little extra time on it, okay? So let's see who we have and where everyone is watching from. We got Keen, Private Label Master student, what's up? We got Ralph, we got Jay Watt, we got Mike from Arizona. We got Joel from, I don't know where Joel's from. Let's see here. We have Ricardo. We have Mike Me Yeah LLC. We have Tony from New York. We got people watching from Utah, San Jose, British Columbia, Canada, Chicago, San Diego, North Carolina, Orlando, New York, Lebanon, New York City, Arizona, Nepal, Mexico. Woo! Another one from Utah. Ottawa, Canada. Cool. It's nice to see you all, you guys. So before we get started, let me show you guys what's happening with my sales today. You're going to see a sad trend on my sales. A little bit of a downtrend. Here we are. Here's today's sales. You can see here, it's been kind of going down a little bit. I'm still at 1.24 million per last 30 days, and today at 30,000. But the reason I've had that slight downturn is a couple of my top products out of stock. Yeah, I can't be running out of stock, Tim. But those products that I was running out of stock, they will be coming back. One showed up today, and the rest are going to be showing up the rest of the week. So those numbers should go back up so that I'm at 1.3, and I'll be back cooking like usual. What's new in my business? I have 13 new products at Amazon right now. I'm waiting on the photos. Then I'm going to get those going live, and then I'm going to start launching those guys. Tonight I plan on ordering I'm looking at 8 to 10 more new ASINs, trying to get those here before Q4 so I can see what they can do, get those ranked, get some reviews, and hopefully cash in for Q4. That's kind of what's going on in my business. Always learning, always executing. If you're new to the channel, never been to a live stream, I've been selling on Amazon private label products for about a little over close to 3.5 years now. I've surpassed 10 million in the past 12 months. I started with one product, just like many of you, or many of you who don't have a product. That was me too when I first came on board and learned about this opportunity. It is still a very valid opportunity to get in. It's not too competitive. Anyone who says that, they're just trying to scare you. Don't let them use that excuse. Also, for those who think it's too competitive, don't allow that little voice in your head to chirp you right out of the game. All right. What I think is too competitive is your 9-to-5 job. Someone's always trying to take that, right? So, anyways, today I'm going to answer some of your questions, and I hope I can help you out, okay? So go ahead and fire your questions in the chat box. If you have any questions for me about my business, go ahead. If you have questions about yourself, if you have life questions, I don't know if I can answer those, but I'll do my best too there, all right? So let's go ahead and get started at the top. All right, so Mr. Jake says, what products do I look for in retail arbitrage? All right, so I used to do retail arbitrage. I did online arbitrage too. Kind of gradually stepped up the game. Again, I only recommend retail arbitrage or online arbitrage if you don't have very much capital and you're trying to just make some money in the near term and trying to figure out how to use the Amazon platform. But the type of products you want to look for in retail arbitrage are the ones that's going to make you some profit. So you're going to look for stuff in the clearance section. You're going to look at sales. You're going to look at different coupons that you can stack. Things like that, right? Use the Amazon Scanner app and hopefully you can find something that you can make a couple bucks on. Ralph, what's up, Ralph? I have a 332 IPI score due to low sell-through rate and some excess. Let me see here. Some excess inventory, about 150 pieces. What hack could you share to improve it fast, please? Especially Q4 is coming. I've been struggling. You know, if you have any listings that aren't really moving, if you close those listings, I've been told that they will no longer impact your IPI score. You could try that. Also, I recommend running a fire sale. If you have 150 pieces and it's going to impact you for all of Q4, hey, run a fire sale on those 150 pieces. Get that down to get your sell-through rate up. Another thing I think you can do is in the inventory planning section within your inventory page, it has a section where you can write down like reorder points, things like that. I don't know what its default is, but stretch that out and then save that. And then check back in a few days and see if that doesn't help your IPI score. All right, try those things, Mr. Ralph. Ratarejan says, what site to use for USA sourcing? So I don't source anything in the United States. I'm not going to claim to be an expert in anything I'm not. There's people who I know only source in the US and they teach how to sell a source from overseas. All right, I don't source in the US, so I'm not going to touch on this. But if there's someone in the comments who does source in the US, write in the comment box real quick and help my man out right here. Ralph says, how do I join your VIP group? I already at your PLM course. Thanks, bro. Hey, so go into the Facebook group, which is the Private Label Masters public Facebook group. Tag my assistant, Aurora, and she'll look up your information. And if what you said, in fact, is the case, that you do have the Private Label Masters course, we'll get you added right away. I like this. For all you who's watching, Tim is the master. I'm lucky to be one of his students. He is the best, bar none. I am not a paid affiliate. I don't know who this Mike is, but thanks, Mike. Appreciate it, man. Glad you're a student and glad you're getting value out of it. All right, Jay Watt. Jen from Orlando. What's up, Jen? It's 8 p.m. My question is, how do you market a bundled product as part of a brand? Hey, treat your bundled product exactly like any other product in your brand. You're going to do the same type of marketing. You're going to have the same type of PPC campaigns going. And as long as you make sure the brand awareness is there, make sure you have some nice packaging, your logo's on there. You can make reference to the brand within your listing in the copywriting. It's exactly the same. So don't overthink it. Market it the exact same way that you would market any product for your brand. Kevin, what's up, Kevin? How much did you start with? So this is an interesting question. I get this from time to time. I definitely had capital saved up. And there's some lessons here I think can be learned. And I run my business the same way somewhat now. But my first order, I ordered about 5,000 pieces and it was over $5,000, okay? I have made orders of new products for under 5,000. Right? It's not like you have to order 5,000 units. I kind of went crazy on my first one. Glad it worked out. Or I'd probably still be working a regular job. Now, I have done different entrepreneurial endeavors in the past. And one thing I always did is I never lived paycheck to paycheck. That's a problem many people have. They live paycheck to paycheck. And then when an amazing opportunity like private label comes around, guess what? They have no funds, right? They have no funds. Maybe they want to put it on a credit card, and that's really stressful. And when you're stressed, your mind can't think as well, and the thoughts don't free flow, and it's kind of a recipe for disaster. So I recommend, if you don't have any money right now, work some overtime, find a side hustle. I already have a video on the channel about different ways to make some side income. Save up that $3,000 to $6,000. Hey, if you put it to me right now, Tim, make $3,000 to $6,000 right now, I would have that within a month. I don't care if I'm babysitting humans or animals. I'm going to make that $3,000 to $6,000. I want you to have that same attitude too, all right? Serge, all the way, brother. Been following you for a year now. Finally time to get your course, start grinding. All right, Serge. Hey, we got a group full of people who are grinding. In fact, in the Private Label Masters group of students, we have probably close to 10 who are approaching $1 million a year in sales, and some well beyond that. So you'll be in good company. Everybody for the same goal. In fact, I tell them all to stop going into other Facebook groups. Let's just keep all of us right here in the Private Label Masters Facebook group so we all help each other. You'll see it's the most supportive Facebook group you could ever be a part of. In fact, the group is probably worth just as much as the course. Feeling good. Should I focus on product search or keyword search when finding a potential product, or use both? Use both. All right, don't limit yourself. Use both. Maybe for a week you use product search, and for a week you use keyword search. Or maybe you're using keyword search and you find a certain line of products and you want to dig down deeper that way. Do that too. So yeah, I don't prefer one or the other. I think they both work just fine. Dwayne, what's your net profit overall, weekly, monthly, etc.? Thanks from Michigan. Great question, Dwayne. Let me look into my account. See what we got here. While that's pulling up, I'll answer another question. What do you sell? I love this. What do you sell? I sell products on Amazon. What do you sell? Dylan. What's up, Dylan? While I log into my profit loss tool. Hi, Tim. A few questions for you. 1, what are you outsourcing in the PL process? 2, recommend a good photographer. 3, tips review. 4, let's do a California PL meetup. I see you, Dylan. All right, so 1, what are you outsourcing the PL process? I'm outsourcing now reorders, labels, supplier contact after I make the initial supplier contact. Of course, I continue to work on that guanxi, that relationship, but reorders and getting the the logistics, freight forwarders, all that stuff, outsourced. Customer support, outsourced. PPC, outsourced. What else I got? My UK, Germany, outsourced. The things I never am going to outsource is my strengths. All right, my strengths are product research. All right, product research is my strength, and I'm not going to outsource that. All right. Also, another strength is supplier relationship building and negotiating. I'm going to keep that. And also the overall vision of where I'm going with every brand and every product, like the launch process, everything like that. So those are the things that I keep for myself, and the rest I am slowly outsourcing so that I can triple down on my strengths and continue to hire my weaknesses. All right. So here is today. See if we can see this. This is today, right? Today, all marketplaces, 24% margin, 7,700 profit. That's for today. Let's see here. Yesterday was a little less profit, probably due to some refunds. Here's yesterday. 9,559 profit at 20% margin. Last 30 days, I guess we could do. Here's the last 30 days. 20% margin, 258,000 last 30 days. And well, we can do last 60. That'll give you a good range. Let's see here. So if we do July 5th through Thursday, September 5th, we have, well, actually, let me see here. Anyways, I'll be sitting here all day looking at these numbers. That'll give you guys a rough idea. Remember, I've done a video on this before. You may be like, 20% margin, Tim? That's terrible. If you look at what 20, so like if I look at today's, if I go at yesterday's, right? When you say 20% margin, maybe that feels low. If I switch this to ROI instead of net margin, so here we are, overall account, 68% ROI. 68% ROI, you try to find an investment like that out there. And when you can't, let me know. So again, I'm always launching new products. That's going to impact my net margins, but that's where I'm at. So let's continue on. Recommend a good photographer. I have 3 photographers that I recommend. One is by far my favorite, but I only give those out in my course to my students. All right. I have searched long and hard for good photographers. They are very hard to find. Tips for reviews. You want to have a catchy subject line. Use some humor or something in your actual body of your email. And make sure to have a insert that is requesting a review too, and then just do great customer service. So here's a tip in regards to your follow-up sequence. Try writing in one of your first emails, like you have your follow-up email, right? And then write in there something like, respond hello to this message, just to make sure we got the right email address. And you'll find people writing random hellos. And then you can actually start a little dialogue with them. Hey, awesome, great that you wrote back. I'm gonna be here step by step through this whole process. I'm so excited for you for this product. In fact, I have one myself, I love it. Please let me know if you need anything. Sometimes they write back. And then guess what? When you ask for a review after you've had this like one-on-one dialogue, it's a little different, a little more powerful, and you might be able to get a few extra reviews. Let's do a private label meetup in California. You know what? There's one not too far from me. It's the Feedback Whiz one. I've never gone. Maybe I'll go one day. All right, so let's keep going here. Jared, do kids' party supplies, plates, cups, napkins, banner need a child's product certificate? Not that I have seen. Not that I have seen. Joe Christopher, what's up, Joe? What minimum ROI and profit margin criteria would you recommend? 25% and up. Preferably 30% and high up net margin. And that's what I would go, because you're going to have PPC, you're going to have different costs. Who knows? Maybe you'll be surprised and the margin's higher, or maybe you'll be let down and maybe it'll come down more towards 20% or something, but that's still a really good income. Dylan, what's up, Dylan? He's back. How many accounts do you have? I have 2 seller accounts. I only show one of them, but I do have another one with a full brand on it. Do you have a brand or just a general store with random products? I have 5 brands. All right. And I think 4 of those brands are on one account. 1 brand is on another account. No general store for me. I'm not Walmart. Amur. What's up, Amur? How do you deal with getting a 1-star review? Generally speaking, if you work to satisfy the customer, will they change or improve the rating? You know, a 1-star review, you can leave a comment, but unless they have their name in the section up above to find out, like track them down, you're not really going to do much about the 1-star review, okay? Because they're left anonymously. So the best thing you can do is pay attention to those 1-star reviews, and if there's something you need to adjust in your product, make sure you do adjust it. Other than that, if you can find out who it is, just send them a free product. I wouldn't even ask them to change the review because Amazon definitely is clamping down on that. Send them a new product, and hopefully they'll want to come back and leave another one. Up to their review. Live Up, what's up, man? Fresh to private label, got 2 products I'm looking into, spoke with a few manufacturers. Where I'm slightly lost at is my logo. I made up something I like, but should the logo be an image or words? So the logo can be either. You know, you really think about it. If you look on Amazon right now, or think about big brands, some's logos are words and some's are just a straight, image, and some have the image and some words. So get creative with it. But here's one thing I will tell you. I'm going to call you Mr. G, Mr. Gaming Lounge. So one thing that you can try, and this is This is the kind of stuff that I try to teach like within my training. Is there's what everyone else is doing, and then there's what we're doing, which is like 4 steps beyond that. And when you compile many of these types of things, we're way ahead of the competition. So now when it comes to making a logo, all right, what do most people do? Most people go to Fiverr, right? Or make up a logo themselves. Okay, that's level 1, right? What's level 2? Well, they take their logo from Fiverr or whatever, and they ask a multitude of people, what do you think? Maybe they made 2 logos. What do you think? All right, that's level 2 maybe. Level 3 is like they're looking at competitors who are in the same niche and see like, hey, is there any similarities with their logos, right? We're still ratcheting it up. But let me go level 10. All right, what's level 10 of picking a logo? Well, get like 5 logos made, okay? 5, 3, whatever, right? More than 1 or 2. Then think about your target demographic, your audience. Are you trying to sell to people like yourself, younger guy, 20s, whatever? Or are you trying to market to women, right? Mothers, in the range of 25 to 35. Okay, well then go to a website like PickFu, upload your different logos, write on there which one of these do you like, and then target that specific demographic and let the people who you're going to be selling to pick your logo. They're going to be the best. You may think, but if you're not that target demographic, you know, your mind may not match all the people. And when you get a ton of people, you ever seen that show back in the day with like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? And one of the things they could do is poll the audience for the 4 questions. And then there was an overwhelming majority on one, and it was clear the answer. Well, that'll be with your with when picking out your logo if you go level 10 like that. And that's already 10 steps above what anybody else is trying to do with their logo. All right, that's PickFu. And let me see if I can give you a discount code real quick. I'm gonna give you one. You don't have to use this, but it might save you some money. PickFu, and then I'll keep answering these questions. All right, all capital letters, private label masters, right, like this. 50% discount code, private label masters, all one word, capital. PickFu, pick a better brand. Pick a better logo. That's level 10. That's what we do all day long in the private label masters group. Joel Mitt, what's up, Joel? How do you import your Amazon order data into your accounting system? I'm using A2X, but wonder if there's a better one. Thanks, Tim. Thanks for this live stream. You're welcome, Joel. So thankfully, my father is a CPA. Okay, that makes my life way easier. And I pretty much just take all the reportings from the payments and take all that and shoot it over to him. And he uses Quicken. So other people recommend, I think it's called MuseMind or MuseMinded. That's one. Another one is GoDaddy Bookkeeping. That's a really good one. I have quite a few students who use that. So check those out. Let me know. Hope that works out. The Punisher, when was the last update on your course? You know what? My information in my course is from 1993. It has never been updated, and in fact, everything in it is outdated. So, unfortunately, it's just never updated. Just kidding. I update the course all the time. Like, could I get in trouble if the name I use, my logo, is used with someone else's product? Yeah, for sure you can. Just start looking around. Let's see here. Ray Thompson says, what's up, coach? What's up, Ray? Ray's killing it. Ray is killing it in the group. Everyone who's in the group knows. Joe Christopher, where would you suggest looking for a professional copywriter? Is the Jungle Marketplace a good place? Yeah, there's a lot of places. Upwork, Jungle Market. The copywriters I use aren't on any of those platforms. I searched high and low for them, and they actually only typically service my clients and myself. I don't give those people out unless you're a student. But yeah, you're gonna find some good people on all those marketplaces. It's just, on Jungle Market, just look at your conversion rates beforehand, compare them afterward, see if there's, when it comes to a good copywriter, here's the things you want to look for. Is it emotionally engaging, right? Do they talk about benefits and not just features? Do they paint a picture where the customer sees themselves using the product? Okay, those are the types of things that really make a good copywriter. How can you make multiple Amazon accounts? Pretty simple, Dariush. Reach out to seller support and tell them you'd like to make a second account. They'll ask you what your reasons are. You have to give them a good reason, and if they feel that you have a valid reason, they will allow you to do that. And you have to make a totally separate bank account, all that kind of thing. And then you can set it up. You can log in on the same internet and not have to worry about any of that stuff, VPNs. That's how you do it. Just reach out to them. They'll tell you. Kamala, hi Tim, how can you protect yourself from the supplier selling your product to other competitors or on Amazon themselves? Do you think that making the packaging, design, production here in the US? So don't stress too much about this. One of the things I like to do is just have an upfront chat with your supplier. When you're brand new and you're a small fry, you can't really make much demands to a supplier. However, once you get a little larger, you can start asking different things, right? You can actually put in your contract that they're not going to advertise your product on Alibaba. And if you come up with something very unique, you can say, hey, I want to work with you, but here's the deal. I only want you to sell with me this product. And I have had different suppliers say, yes, we're totally willing to do it, and actually put it in the contract, right? But again, if you're a small fry, you're not really have that kind of leverage. So wait till you get a little bit bigger, then make that ask when you see the value, when they see the value in you. I don't think that you should worry about designing your package in the US. That's just going to really slow things down, make it expensive. Just straight up ask the supplier, do you sell on Amazon? If they do, I wouldn't work with that supplier. Okay? And just try to have that conversation with them. Hey, will you work exclusive with me on this item? They'll tell you up front, yes or no. And frankly, when you're brand new, it's kind of hard to have much negotiation. But definitely don't do the whole design package in the US. You can have someone make it here, but have it produced there. It's way cheaper. Did you customize your first product, like put logos on the products, for example? No, I did not have logos on the product. I did have it on the product packaging. Hi Tim, is it better to create a brand? How big should my first order be? What's up, Liz? So there's two different schools of thought here. One of the big things that helps with creating a brand is it can have a much further reaching, a further reach. I'll just put it that way. If you just have a bunch of random products on Amazon, it's really hard to make a Facebook page or a Facebook group surrounding your product line if they're just like, hey, you got one in kitchen. Hey, you got one in pets and outdoors. Hey, you have one, in office products. You're not really going to be able to create an Instagram account that like creates content, build a following. You're not going to have a Facebook group or a Facebook page. You're kind of stuck to just whatever the traffic is for that product on Amazon. Whereas if you do create a brand, all right, you can start to build off of Amazon, different audience. You can also create a Shopify site, or maybe you can get some sales off of Amazon, things like that, right? So these are things to take into consideration. That being said, if you want to have a bunch of products that are not under a brand, you can do just fine. I see some giant sellers that don't have any branding. They just have tons of products on there. You could be successful either way. But those are the pros and cons, okay? Let me finish your question, Liz. How big should my first order be? Here's what I recommend to all my students. You need to take into account the production time, the shipping time, and about a 2 to 3 week buffer, okay? Now you got, so if it's C, we're talking 60 days production, shipping, right? Then add another 20 days, okay? So now you're at 80 days. Now look at the top sellers, like the top 3 or 4 guys of a product line that you're trying to enter. and get the average. What are they doing per day? And then just do the math, right? Because you do not want to run out of stock. You don't want to run out of stock. So that's how many you need to order, is so that you can sell for 2 months and about a 2 to 3 week buffer time. That way, after your 2 to 3 week buffer time runs low, that's enough to tell you, yes, time to reorder, and then you have enough time to reorder without running out of stock. There are people or sellers who like to test markets and just buy a small amount. I don't really like that, and I'll tell you why. Yes, you're testing the market for yourself, but you're also testing the market for other sellers like me, right? I see you go on there with 300 units just to test it so you feel comfortable, feel a little confidence, and then you go out of stock, and then you do your big order. But guess what? You just showed me that that product sells well and you ran out of stock, and I'm going to come after it. Plus, you have to do a launch probably when you have those first initial test order, and then guess what? You go out of stock, you got to do another launch. So really work at your product research skills so that when you come to market, you have confidence and you can order the amount you need not to run out of stock. Equality. What strategy to use for promotions? Sometimes I use 5% off. Sometimes I use 10% off. Sometimes I use buy one, get 10% off another product. If I'm launching another product within a brand, I'll find the most popular product that I have, and then I'll have something that's like buy this one, get 50% off the new one that I'm trying to launch, so I can get some sales that way. Nothing real crazy. That's about it. 10% off brand wide, things like that. Tony, what's up, Tony? I manufacture a unique product which I only sell on my website. Should I list it on Amazon or Shopify? And are advantages or disadvantages to having it listed on all platforms concurrently? So absolutely. Amazon takes up 51% of all online sales right now. So there's a good chance that you're missing out on a lot of profit in sales. If you have your own website, there's no reason that you need to list on Shopify. Shopify is just basically another website. So list on your site, list on Amazon, and go from there. I don't think there's any disadvantages. You're only just going to get more eyeballs on your product. What's up, Mr. Demers? Hey, Tim. Always appreciate your solid advice. You're welcome, bro. I launched my private label last spring. Do you find that sales start to slow down as inventory starts to run out? I do not find that to be the case. I feel as long as you have inventory there, sales are going to be the same. Mr. J, just curious what your ethnicity is. I am half Caucasian, half Filipino. My mother is full Filipino. She's about 5 foot. My father is full Caucasian. He's about 5'10". I'm about almost 6'2". So that's the mix. That's what came out of the pot. Equality LLC, what's up? Back again. Can you give details on how to start and grow your PPC for a new product? You're going to want a product targeting campaign. You're going to want an automatic campaign, and you're going to want a manual campaign setup, probably a broad one. And if you know some highly relevant long tail keywords, you can jump right into an exact. That's kind of how you start it off. And then to grow it, it's pretty simple. You after about a week of data, go in there, pull your search term report, look for keywords that aren't getting any impressions at all, increase the bid on those if you're in your manual ones. If you have some keywords in your automatic campaign that have gotten sales at a profitable ACoS, move them up to a phrase and an exact, and just so on and so forth. If you have products that are burning money, that's 8-9 clicks and no sale in your automatic campaign, negative exact those out. And your product targeting, if you're showing up a ton and a lot of your budget is being burned on some popular product, lower the bid on that, or don't even target that product. And that's about it. It's just it's a gradual honing in process. Liz, are all your suppliers factories, some are trading company? I do have some that are trading companies. And it's kind of nice because they work with a lot of different factories. They may charge a little bit higher, but they know exactly what I'm looking for. Like, would you use a sourcing agent? Probably. And a lot of sourcing agents, what they do is they add a little markup to find you the product? Well, it's kind of like a trading company, right? They're finding you the product too, and they'll probably market it up a little bit, but it can make your life easier because they have contact with quite a few factories. I like this. Why do you care about what Tim makes? You never be Tim if you worry about others. Facts. So, the person to compare yourself to is not me, not any other seller. The best person to compare yourself is to you. You know if you're trying your best. Look back 3 months from now, 6 months from now, and have you seen growth personally, business-wise, intellectually, relationship-wise? If you have, you're on the right track, okay? Compare yourself to yourself, that's it. Serge, how do you find the best supplier for your product without spending a ton of samples? When you started out, you said you spent nearly 2,000 on samples. So I did not spend nearly 2,000 samples. I've had products that I've spent that much just because they were total pain, and I really was trying to figure it out. But there is, okay, so here's one way that you can do this. Try this tip. And if you want tips like this, you got to join the Private Label Masters group, man. Order your competitor's product, right? Order your competitor's product, the best one. Order a few of them. Look at your competitor's products, right? Let's say there's 3. Let's say it's a blanket, right? Order all 3, the very best ones, the highest reviews, the ones that are getting the most sales. Then when they come to your house, put them side by side and look at them with a magnifying glass. Look at closely and find all the high points of each one. Does this one have better stitching? Is this one thicker? Is this one the size? All these types of things. Then what you do is you take your phone, right here, take your phone, and then you video the different features you really like, okay? Stitching like this, and you make it clear, like as if you're talking to a 5-year-old. And then when you talk to suppliers, when it comes to your samples, say, here's my requirement. I need to have stitching like this. Check out this video. I need the thickness to be like this. Check out this video. I need the weight to be like this. Look, I videoed it on a scale, right? I need the size to be like this. Look, I took measurements, okay? And now when you make my sample, Mr. Supplier, I want you to send me a video in the exact same format that I just sent you, showing so that I can see, yes, that fits my criteria. And then if it fits my criteria, then mail it to me, right? If it doesn't, don't have them mail it to you. See how much time that could save? That's a Private Label Master's tip right there. Kamla, do you think that making the package design here in the US and final assembly here, meaning putting product inside of packaging with inserts after receiving your product, can help in protecting you? No, I don't think so. I think that's just a waste. Let me tell you, I've never done that, and I will never do that. I wish there was a way that I could alleviate your worries about this, but this is just an extra step you don't need to do, okay? I have close to 100 products now. I've never done that, and I will never do that, and I tell all my students not to do that. So it may feel like you're taking this extra step and it's going to safeguard you, but take it from me with all the experience that I have that it's not necessary. Your supplier is not going to duplicate your packaging at all. They just won't, okay? Don't worry about your design of your packaging getting copied or your inserts or anything like that. A supplier is not going to copy that, okay? So if those are unique, have it designed here and send that over, and they get something like your logo trademark in process, okay? And that way you're getting a more longer term solution that's not going to cost you as much. The trademark process in the US takes about 8 months, okay? It can be $600 to $800, sometimes more. But if you get that process started, you make a unique design, next thing you know, 4 or 5 months down the line, your supplier is not going to be giving out your packaging, but now you also have that protection, okay? And then if anybody wants to like copy some of your stuff, you can get them kicked right off because you have that protection. So again, Kamla, no need to do that extra step. Your supplier is not going to copy your packaging. They're not going to give that. Your suppliers have a lot more integrity than that, okay? Vic, hey, I noticed some sellers got a brand new listing and then 50 to 100 5-star reviews overnight. Will Amazon eventually spend these sellers? It's hurting my sales and I don't want to go that route. Yeah, so when you see something like this, don't turn a blind eye. Always report that, all right? Send a report. Say, hey, there's what I'm seeing, and I want a safe place for Amazon buyers, and this does not make the market safe. So report those guys. And typically anybody who is doing things like this has a short-term mindset towards business. They may hurt your sales right now, but eventually it's going to catch up to them. So don't fight fire with fire and go get 500, 100 reviews overnight. Don't do that, because you're going to fall in the same situation as them. Jay Watt, Jen from Orlando. Jen, what's up again? Question on profit loss per product. Do you recommend a way to download and store Amazon fees by type per product so that it's easy to track per product, print cost, and ROI? I don't recommend downloading and sorting fees. I recommend getting a tool to do that for you. Here pretty soon, I'm going to have a video that talks about the tool I use. I've shown pictures of it. It's a tool that not many people use at all. But don't do all that manual work when we got plenty of tools out there. I've used Managed by Stats. I've used Cash Cow Pro. I've used Sellix. I've used Seller Legend. I've used a ton of them. There's one that I really like. And I actually give 3 months free to that tool to my students. So yeah, Jen from Orlando, get a profit loss tool. Don't be doing all that manual work. Be killing yourself. What's your thought process of hiring a professional product photographer in China? So I've done this before. One of the difficulties was finding the models, right? Who are we marketing to typically? Our demographic is not Asia, right? There's nothing wrong with having Chinese models, but I was trying to have models that were fit like more the American style, like clothing, all that kind of thing. So that was kind of difficult. And also the communication is a little different. Also, like, let's say you have a product that's in a home. People's styles are very different in China than they are in the US. So the only time I would recommend like a Chinese photographer is if you're doing the all white background photos, and that's fairly simple. Then get all your lifestyle stuff done over here in the States. That's what I recommend. Can you tell us what your top 5 apps you use every day? Viral Launch and Jungle Scout. I use those a lot. Keepa. Keepa's my favorite app of every single one. Keepa. I like DS Amazon Quick View. And I like Helium 10 too. All right, Billy says, my trademark is pending in the US, but now just registered in UK. Can I apply for brand registry now on Amazon to sell in the US? So if it's just pending, no, you can't. It has to be fully registered, not filed, but it's fully registered. It's in the USPTO, it's in the books, and then you can register it in the US. But you can sell in the US without a trademark. What's up, Mr. Reyna? Tim, great content. Can you also include the actual process of ordering products that require molds to be made, as well as an NDA or triple N? And at what point should you have the supplier sign it? So if you go on Upwork and you find, you can find people with legal background in China. The whole NDA stuff, it's tough to enforce anything when it's something like you're in the US and they're in China. It's tough. All right, so if you're real serious about it, like go on Upwork, look for somebody who knows legal in China, IP, and talk to them about that. It won't be very expensive to get them to sign that. If you're concerned about that, hey, if your product's that unique, get a design patent and go at it multiple different avenues. Get a design patent or a utility patent. Find someone who knows IP in China, get the triple N signed, and go from there. I've actually never even needed to do any of that. So a lot has to do with the trustworthiness of your supplier too. Rich, when do you expand off Amazon with things such as website, Facebook ads, content? So expand off Amazon when you have no more money to invest in new products on Amazon. You're going to have X amount of bandwidth. Let's say you have 100% bandwidth, right? And with that 100% bandwidth, one second here, with that 100% bandwidth, you can only target it at a certain amount of things, right? What I've found the biggest ROI is targeting that right back on Amazon. But as we know, Amazon is a cash flow intensive business. And at a certain point, you run out of cash to keep going after new items. At that point is, when I would really start pursuing these other avenues. It doesn't take much time though to make a website. Just go to Wix. You can get a Shopify site, throw some things on there. And it's real simple to start getting traffic. Just get an insert in your product and say, hey, for 10% discount, sign up here, and then have them go to your website, and there it is. And then the discount is for your website, and then maybe get some orders there. But when it comes to like diverting cold traffic to your off-site, off Amazon, man, I would wait till that'd be the last thing. It's tough. Go after the warm traffic, which is all on Amazon, and keep putting products that they want in front of them. What's up, Tamara? Tamara says, "Ay." Charles. What's up, Charles? I like that picture, man. You look serious with that surfboard. Let's say I have 10K to start PL. Should I go all in one product and then launch other products to make a brand, or should I go with 2 products, 5K each to start a brand? I would go 2 products, right? Diversify. You have twice the chance of one of them working. You'll learn a lot. I wouldn't even do 5K each though. I'd leave some extra on the table for PPC, launch, that kind of stuff. Shane, thanks for the great content. You're welcome. What's your opinion on using keyword phrases more than once for listing optimization? If so, how many times should we repeat? Hey, so when you look at your listing, right, you want to make sure you have as many relevant keywords within it, right? Title, bullets, description, backend. However, you're usually going to have extra room, right? So repeat some of those keyword phrases. I don't know if it's going to have a huge impact, but if you have in the title, you want it again, put in one of your bullets and put in your backend. 2 to 3 times, I think that's plenty. If you start doing it like 10 times, I don't think that's going to really do anything. Emmer, when you start sourcing a new supplier for a good product, which is now starting to get quality concerns from customers, what percentage defect rate is too much? By the way, I did get a third-party inspection. Under 3% for sure. And next thing, have your third-party inspection do twice as much. Like, let's say it's $150 for your inspection, and they inspect 10% of your products. Pay $300. Make those guys work for 2 days and inspect twice as much, and make sure you're, if you can get it under 2%, that's what I'm talking about. And put that into the contract that it has to pass that. And if not, they got to redo it and pay for your second inspection. Rich, what's up, Rich? When making a variation, all my images only show one of my ASINs. How can I change the individual? How can I change the individual ASIN images? I've already tried manually each child, but it won't upload. So if you put it in there, you might have to hit up seller support, and then they can update it from their end. But you should be able to go into every single one of your ASINs, child ASINs, it doesn't matter, and change the, I forget what the term is, the preview image and also the main image. It has no problems for me. With your brand being so successful, are you able to launch new products by promoting through your existing products, or do you still use form of giveaway? Good question. I don't always use a form of giveaway. I've been launching a lot of products recently with just PPC. A lot of my students have. So yeah, I haven't. It's not like I have a cult following for my brand and I just bring a product to them. It's not like that. Yeah, it's very, very few people who have that. Like maybe Bulletproof Coffee has that, but you're not going to find too many Amazon people who have that. A Chinese seller has copied my exact unique design, and they're undercutting me by a lot. They're tanking the market. Any advice? Well, it depends. I mean, Is your exact unique design, you have some type of protection on that? You get a design patent? You have a trademark or something they copied on that? If you don't have any of those things in then there's not much you can do. Here's something you can do, is on your next reorder, add an accessory to your product. And then you have something one up on them. Otherwise, if you really have something that unique, right? I don't have too many products that are that unique. I have products that have more value, or I adjusted something on it, but nothing super unique. But if you have a product that unique, protect that thing. Get a design patent on it. Michael, have you ever hired someone to generate blog content for a branded website to generate web traffic off Amazon and refer to your listings? Yeah, yes, I did. I spent 1 year and had blog content written. I had photos written, photos taken. I had an Instagram account that was pushed. I had tons of Facebook ads, all trying to generate traffic to my website with a healthy brand that I had. And it was just an uphill battle. All right. So if you can make that work, awesome. But 98% of really powerful Amazon sellers do not also have the same type of success off of Amazon. If you can figure that out, that's amazing. But everybody I know, it's like throw money at cold traffic or put products in front of hot traffic that's already coming to Amazon. I'm throwing it in front of hot traffic. Jen from Orlando, coming with the heat. If I attempt to change up the product photos for winter, spring, summer, fall, does that mess up my ranking when I change photos? Will Amazon punish me? No, they won't. You're going to be just fine. You said you're good at picking a product. What makes you good at choosing a product? What skills came up? So, in my course, I show you three over my shoulder as I vet a couple products. And I talk out loud while I'm looking at these products. And a lot of people say that when they see me do that, it like light bulbs start going off. Right? So it's a mixture of a ton of things. Understanding the demographic, understanding the product, understanding how it can be better, understanding all the reviews, understanding, talking to people who are in that demographic. It's, looking at it and really trying to get in the mindset of the buyer. What's the value? How can we improve it? Getting all the samples, really staring at them, looking at them closely, just letting your mind like marinate on it for a while. And you'd be surprised what comes out, but I just would say it's a combination of all those things, and over time your skill just kind of hones in. Because so many people, one of the worst things is people like, hey, I have an idea, I think this will work, and the market hasn't proven that. The demographic doesn't care about that. Next thing you know, your idea is a failed idea, okay? And you only have you to blame because that's who you're consulting as the expert when you're not the expert. You have to go to the people who would use your product. You have to talk to them. Charles, is there a website software to export all competitor reviews and order them by most frequent words? You know it. You want to know what it is? Download the Helium 10 Chrome extension. It is free. At the top, when you're on a listing, a competitor's listing or whatever, or yours, click Review Downloader on it. Extract all of it. It'll be a button that says Extract, and then it'll have a button that says Analysis, and it'll show you all the hot keywords. There you go, buddy. Street Rage, what's up? Are you worried about the tariffs in China, or will you switch suppliers to Vietnam, India? I'm not worried about tariffs in China. You know who should be worried about tariffs in China? The buyers, right? If all the sellers, right? If we're all getting our stuff from China, and the tariffs increase, guess what? We increase too. And when we increase, guess who has to pay it? The buyers, all right? So I wouldn't get too caught up with this whole tariffs thing. It's a moving target. It's high one day, The next day things are solved, the next day not. So I'm rolling with it. No other country is really set up like China to deal with importing, exporting. And hey, if you want to be a first mover and go cruise out to Vietnam and find a supplier out there, be my guest. But it's going to be the communication. They're not an Alibaba, so there's no trade assurance. You know, it's just they're not set up for it yet. But hey, who knows? These tariffs might get them set up. That's my opinion on the tariffs. How many variations do you have under one parent? The most variations I think are 6 under one parent. What's up, Wayne? Hi, Wayne. Hi, Wayne. Hi, Tim. Amazon Fulfillment Center did not answer my case for over a month. Is there a way to complain, or do we have to wait? So what I would do is, if you make a case in seller support, every 2 days, go inside that case and write any updates on this, and it bumps it back to the top, and just keep doing that. Stay on the same case and keep bumping it, because right now it might be under a big stack. Kamala, we're going to the interview for your course. We're ready. Timing, funds, drive. That's what I'm talking about, Kamala. We only want killers in the Private Legal Masters course. If you're just like a looky-loo and you're not ready to really make something of it, that's not the thing for you. Go to one of these other trainings. We are a group of people who are really making a go of this. And once you're in that, Camo, if you like this live stream, we do this every Monday, and I go further into it, okay? So in these public ones like this, I will give tips and things, but in the student one, I'll tell you everything I know, all right? And if you want to know everything I know and ask questions like that, you got to be in that student group. Keen, what's up, man? Keen is a very successful 25-year-old dude chilling in Utah with his woman and making a killing on Amazon. Why? Because he's a student, and I see what he's doing. Is there a way to do product research on your phone? Any tips how? I've always wondered if that's possible since I'm on my phone so much. Not really, my friend. Unfortunately, I don't know of a good way to do product research because you can't really see like sales ranks and all this kind of thing. Only thing you can do is like search things, and if something comes up on the front page and looks interesting, check that out. But not really else. Luke, hey Tim. Luke is another student of the Private Legal Masters. I got a question for you. Do I need to put a UPC code on my Amazon shipment, or can I just use the FNSKU from Amazon when I send the goods in? Just the FNSKU. That's all you need, my friend. Do I source from the US? Nope. I only source overseas. Paul, what's up, Paul? Can you share a little more about how you manage your inventory and how you plan reorders? So, I have an assistant who does all this. We do it kind of like on a Google Sheet. We can see when the stuff's running out based on our forecast, and then we reorder that way. But a really helpful tool, if you don't have somebody to do that for you, is forecast.ly. Forecast.ly. And, you know, Greg Mercer and the Jungle Scout team is hooked up to that, and it does really well. I used to use that before I had someone hired out. That's how I manage it all. You put in your production times. You put in, it tracks everything. So check out that site, forecast.ly. You rock, Tim. You're changing my life. Hey, man. Jen, not man. Jen, you're changing my life too. I appreciate that. I love people with some gratitude. Christopher, Stick, thanks. Already have Helium 10, but didn't know that. Thanks. Imagine what else you don't know, man. That's what we're here for. That's what I'm here for. I'm glad I could help you out. Will I ever do an a la carte training or monthly payment versus yearly? Not really, you know. I don't have a yearly. I have a one-time fee, and that gets you in. But yeah, I'm not really trying to do like a... There's other guys out there who would be like, yeah, it's $30 a month to be in and you get access to everything. Mine's not really like that. You got to understand it. If I wanted to charge what I really think the information is worth, it would be a lot higher than what it is. If you're trying to learn basketball, you want to learn it from who? This guy down the street who did college ball? You want to learn it from Michael Jordan, right? Okay, so how many people on YouTube are showing you their numbers and showing they do over 10 million a year and only been doing it 3.5 years and no partners, and I'm not managing other people's accounts. These are my own products. You're not going to find that. So it is definitely worth the price, and I'm planning on increasing it in 2020. Let's see here. Kamala, I love the live stream. I'm glad you're loving it. Hey, you know what, you guys? How about some thumbs up? I'm only seeing 11 thumbs up. Let's hit some thumbs up. All right, if you enjoy this live stream, hit me some thumbs up. Mr. Equality LLC. This guy is a thirst for knowledge in this man. I like it. This is how you learn, by asking questions. How do you organize with your day-to-day tasks? Woo! So my life is a little bit like organized chaos. All right, I'd like to say I'm the most organized guy in the world, but I'm not. I do my best. So some of the things that help me is using a tool like Asana. Another technique that is helpful, if I start getting a backlog of things to do, I make sure before I go to bed, I plan tomorrow today. I write out a list. I have long-term things in Asana. I assign them to different members of my team. And I like to use Pomodoros. Those are 30-minute time windows where you focus on one task. You can't do anything else. You can't watch a YouTube video. You can't check a message. You can't take a phone call. 30 minutes just for that. And if you deviate from that, you have to start 30 minutes over again. You'll learn a lot about yourself trying to do Pomodoros, right? After 30 minutes is up, you take a short break, then you start doing another one. So plan tomorrow today. Use something like Asana. Find out how many Pomodoros you need for each task, then start applying. There you go. Tristan, what's up, Tristan? Have you launched a product recently? If so, what strategy you use to get to page 1? Yes, I have. I've typically used PPC lately, and I'm using a little bit of Rebate Key also. So that's what I've been doing. I'm in the student group. It's the best. Your course is the best. Tim, Saeed from Scotland. What's up, Saeed? Thank you. Thank you so much. That means a lot. What's up, Glenn? Can you... I like that suit, man. I like that suit. You're looking sharp, my friend. Can you sell something that's already labeled? Contigo coffee mug, and are there consequences to that? So should you always private label? So there's something called like retail arbitrage and online arbitrage. You buy something from the store, from a legitimate manufacturer, legitimate website, then you resell it on the listing. But if you're going to China and then copying it, you can't do that. It's counterfeit. I choose to do private label because the margins are way better than doing anything like that. It takes a little creative thinking, but that's the type of selling I do. I've done this other type of selling that you're talking about, but I typically only do private label. Serge, seeing the student group soon, ready to kill it. I'd love to see you there. Is it too late to order a Q4 product? It is not too late. Get it in. Get it in. I'm on the course. Your course the best, Tim. Oh, Saeed's back. I've had so many questions after the live stream, the VIP group. Thanks, buddy. John, I failed at Amazon, but I won't give up. Okay, so John, check out the video that I did a couple back. It was called Amazon as a Career. I think you would find a lot of value out of that. Dollars online. Are you a 10 millionaire now? I don't know. It's a good question. I don't even focus on that. Hey Tim, I want to add a variation in my current listing. The new variation I'm adding shares 90% of the same keywords. The product looks slightly different, however. Okay, so here's a couple things that I would take into consideration with this. If you think this product can sell on its own and get a lot of sales, don't have it as a child variation because it won't show in search. Your main variation will show in search, and this one will be like in nowhere land, okay? Other than that, what you can do is have as a child variation. If you still want to show from some search keywords, you can run PPC on it, and that's one way you can bring it the light of day. Okay, that's kind of my advice. All right, this is my last question that I'm going to answer today. I'm so excited that we got 76 people watching, and I've been on here for an hour and 10 minutes, okay? If you guys want me to post this replay on the channel, hit the thumbs up button, okay? Have you ever had a product launch flop on you? What has been your success rate? I have had a product launch flop, and I made a video on it. Check out the channel. My success rate is probably 97%, maybe 98%. I think I've only had 2 products. Yeah, about 2 products not work out. And I have almost over 100 products now. So pretty good success rate. All right, you guys, thank you so much for tuning in to this live stream. If you're interested, so thank you for attending the live stream. If you want to learn from me, go to www.privatelabelmasters.com/case-study, right? Case-study. I'll have a link in the description. Watch the video, book a call with my team and I, fill out the survey, and if you're a good fit and you're ready to kill it like the rest of my students, we'll be in touch, okay? Thank you for tuning in on this beautiful Thursday evening. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. I wish you guys a lot of verified reviews, top keyword rankings, and a bunch of sales.